What real danger looks like, that's the focus of tonight's angle.
He's got early stage of dementia. He repeats the same stories over and over again.
This is what makes Donald Trump a dangerous person. I mean, he has a bent towards authoritarianism.
The first public discussion of using the 25th Amendment to remove Donald Trump from power was on this program 1 month into the Trump presidency. This president is a danger to us and the world.
Of course, to those clowns, a dangerous U.S. president is one who puts America's interests first, who stalwartly defends American sovereignty and prosperity, even when our allies, by the way, grouse and complain. You're supposed to stand for America, but they don't like that. Because to them, an authoritarian is a Republican who calls out the press and refuses to be swallowed by the swamp. The fact is, Trump wasn't a threat to America's standing in the world or to our economy. He was a threat to the old order. And now, 10 months into the Biden administration, America sees what real danger looks like. It looks like a bumbling fool who squints and stumbles his way through remarks, repeating old stories from his childhood. When Biden speaks, I find myself wincing.
Talking about the long, over almost 200-year former relationship with Mexico. And we were talking about, I was explaining why Roosevelt and Lincoln their portraits were up on the wall.
Yeah, it's funny until you think about the ramifications for America. Now, everybody knows what's going on here. A new Politico Morning Consult poll shows that 48% of voters say that Biden is mentally unfit to be president. That's up 13 points from a year ago. Among independents, it's far worse. The margin there is 23 points for Biden. Now, liberals aren't going to believe me, but I actually take no glee in Biden's decline. Because we need a president. Our kids need a president. Our future generations need a president whose physical and intellectual capacity is never in serious doubt. Anything less than that puts us all in peril. Now, because if Joe Biden is too weak or too out of it to take on the squad, look, we know he's obviously a lost cause against Presidents Putin or Xi. If he's too diminished to speak off the cuff, when, I don't know, he has the Milwaukee Bucks come to visit the White House, you can only imagine how he sounded during Monday's 2-hour call with his Chinese counterpart. Foreign leaders, our adversaries, our allies alike, they all see that Biden's gross deficiencies are really their golden opportunities. They're ruthlessly pursuing their own geopolitical agendas, and they know that Joe Biden's presidency created a giant vacuum for them to exploit. Look, Putin's on a roll. First, the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, and next, it might be taking back Ukraine. Now, I still remember when Democrats cared about what happened to Ukraine, not so much now. And as for Beijing, Biden's presidency is just a dream come true. After 4 years of Trump's tough trade posture and generally roaring economy, China's thrilled to see Biden floundering. Now, if China's going to take Taiwan, it's hard to see why they wouldn't move while Biden's in office. I mean, no one in the Biden orbit even understands this. They don't understand China. They don't understand China's true intentions. And America weakened economically, led by a president who's weakened mentally, sets up China perfectly for the next 3 years. Now, think about this. The CCP is so emboldened now that a few months before the world comes for the Olympics to Beijing, they feel totally comfortable making their own global athletic stars disappear. A Chinese tennis star made sexual harassment allegations against a party leader and hasn't been seen since. We're going to have more on that little mystery later on in the show. Now, one thing we do know, however, is that Biden's vice president, she is completely incapable of stepping in to take over as commander-in-chief should Biden be incapacitated. She has problems delivering simple remarks because, I'm sorry, she knows nothing except how to play the race card to get ahead.
The generations of women, black women, who fought and sacrificed so much, including the black women who are too often overlooked. And what a testament it is to Joe's character that he had the audacity to select a woman as his vice president.
It's always a diversity thing. How about merit? How about that for a change? Well, it turns out that selecting a VP based solely on diversity criteria, not objective merit, is not only stupid, it's really dangerous. There is literally no situation, no problem that the White House can turn over to her to handle in the place of the president. Like, remember she was supposed to handle the border? Remember that? Well, America's border is now overrun with drugs, illegals, and sex traffickers. Nice job, Kamala. Now, the Biden people obviously never intended to enforce our border laws, which is why they put her in charge of it.
It's not going to be overnight. We can't just flip a switch and make it better. The reality is that we inherited a system, an immigration system that was deeply broken, and it's requiring us to actually put it back together in terms of creating a fair process that is effective and efficient.
Okay, wait, she said, and she inherited a system that was broken? No, she inherited a sealed border by Trump. She's a bad liar. No wonder the woman's at 28% approval. No one likes her, including the president's top advisors. Increasingly, they just give her meaningless tasks.
So you don't feel misused or underused?
No, I don't. I am very, very excited about the work that we have accomplished.
Yeah, those Girl Scout pinning ceremonies are a lot of fun, George. Now, if her goal was to just pump up our enemies and demoralize our own people, then she should be excited. No wonder Democrats are already worrying about who can run in 2024. Can you believe they're already worrying about that? Like 2021. They already know that Kamala would crash and burn. It's all a mess. We currently have a rudderless America run by a hapless president. And as a result, the whole world is going to pay. But the strength of this country is not in our government. It's in our people. We survived Jimmy Carter. We survived Herbert Hoover, and we'll survive this. And when Republicans do regain control of the House and the Senate, they're going to need to be ready on day one. No more futzing around, no long recesses. We need real oversight hearings run by the best staff, the most talented lawyers out there. Trillions of dollars are going to be pouring into bogus efforts that look nothing like the bridges and tunnels that we all been hearing about. And it's going to be up to the GOP to call out every aspect of this waste, fraud, and abuse. Track it, really track it. And then make it clear to our enemies, your little honeymoon under Joe Biden is over. And that's the angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.